Okay, so, and then Janu Sirsasana C. So most people will be taking the kneeling option, and you know, some people here already they get a really strong stretch, or maybe they can come back to here, or maybe they can sit up and do it there. And again, this is I don't think this is it's not an official modification, but so many people have so much tension in their feet and their toes that can affect the whole back line and you know cause all kinds of problems really. So I think that's an important stretch, and you could do that for one side, and then you could do the ankle stretch for the other side if you wanted, or you could stay with. Sometimes I get people staying with that and do eagle arms one way and then eagle arms the other way. You could also do Janu Sirsasana arms as well. And the way this game comes from Petri actually, the way to do it, to point the toes at 45 degrees, the knee is closed. Be aware of the sensations in the knee as you take your hips forwards. So, and then the knees around about 45 degrees and eventually on the floor. Mine isn't on the floor. Maybe it is on the floor. No, it's not. Almost. Yeah. So 45 degrees. And then for B, it's just forwards, 85 degrees they say, but just forwards, so a 90-degree angle will be there. So it's just forwards of that. So some people will do that kind of thing to be. That's, I mean, if that's where their body needs to be, then of course that's fine. But ideally, you place A and then just do that, so it just comes a little bit forwards. And then for A, I would say, again, it's slightly less than 90 degrees. If you take that option, it's slightly more than 90 degrees. Any questions? Okay, should we practice? Someone else want to? Good.
Elisa, do you want to go first this time?
Yes, I was thinking about this. If I put like this, it's not 90 degrees.
Yeah.
I will put it like this. And if I come here, I'm too short. If I put like this, here.
Okay. But it doesn't have to be at 90 degrees, I don't think. And actually for myself, I mean, Janu Sirsasana is a bit tricky on the SI joint. And if people have SI joint problems, this is one of the poses that they shouldn't do. And because my SI joint is sensitive, I do
Janu Sirsasana, I think I've already like this. So it's symmetrical, rather than like that where it's not symmetrical. And you can say keep your hip level.
Yeah.
So don't.
So can I see what happens to your hips?
I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
if I open more.
Yeah, no, they're not running. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's, I mean, sometimes I would get people to put
So
a block at the back, yeah, and hold that there, and just bring the if someone's pregnant, this is one of the things I get them to do, but, yeah, so actually, I can't hold it straight, so I think that's as far as I can bring mine up with keeping it straight. And definitely as soon as I bring it, so it must be different body types, because as soon as I bring my foot away, it goes wonky.
Yes.
So it must be different bodies that are able to position, yeah. So do you want to do the 3 on one side and then someone else can do the 3 on the other side?
So we are starting this afternoon with Janu Sirsasana, A, B and C. Explore this. So you have your sitting pose, and we start with the right leg. I do a mirror time. So you can have your leg close to your body. Okay. And you can lengthen your spine and then open the side. And you can see how you can feel your hips. I would like you have your hips level, not to make injuries or maybe suffering in your SI joint. So it's okay if you have your feet in your leg, or if you feel it's okay, you can put near your groin. And then inhale, strengthen the spine, and exhale, slowly go down. Lengthen the spine is not the goal to go with the forehead in the knee, but to lengthen the spine, open the chest. And if you feel, you can grab your foot. Maybe you can cross your hand and open and feel your foundation. So your sit bone in the mat. Just engage your quadricep, and you can be active with the further leg. Some breath in, inhale, and gently exhale. Janu Sirsasana. From this, you come in this, or without change? Or
Well, you would normally do vinyasa, then do the second side, and then
okay.
do that. And although Nancy Hilgoff said that this is how it was originally taught, A, B and C on one side, and then one vinyasa, and A, B and C on the other side,
Yeah.
and one vinyasa. But normally it's one side vinyasa, other side
Okay.
vinyasa. But just,
So we can do.
we can just do one side.
Okay.
And, imagine.
So from this Janu Sirsasana, okay, we can shift. If you feel comfortable, you can shift. And for me, the angle is like this. Maybe you can have a more open angle. See how do you feel? You can inhale. You can stay like this, or you can go forward. 5 breaths. Suppose on the side. And try to have your shoulder level and parallel to the mat. Is parallel good?
Yeah.
And inhale back and slowly out. And you can do a little bit of massage. See how do you feel your ankle and your knees. And we are going to prepare the Janu Sirsasana C. Maybe it's a good option if it is not in your practice or you feel good like this. Just to be in this position, or if you feel good, you can go away. Maybe you can go like this. Or sometimes do if you feel excited, then no. And back, and we can do the other side. can try to explain the other version of the asana, but it's not for my body at all. So I'm not.
There's another thing has to be sitting in a block. Can you do it? Maybe you'll try.
Maybe I try. Oh yes. I try with the block. And you point your feet 45 degrees. And then
Thanks, Melanie. Yeah, thank you.
thank you, my assistant. He's very good assistant. Okay. So you have your feet, foot, 45 degrees, and you can place your hand on your heel. How this sensation in your knees, and always be careful. And then you can go like this. For me, it's not my really. Okay. And back for another things you can do is Gomukhka, legs. And so you can bring your foot on the other side of the knee, and maybe if it's comfortable, you put the knee in the same line and have your feet like this. And inhale, and you can also choose to have this kind of Gomukhka arms, or to have a stop. And some more breath. Inhale. And thank you.
Thank you.
Short class, but
What?
very short class, but nice.
What was like this supposed to be? One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the only thing is that I would use the Gomukhasana leg as an alternative to B.
To
B.
be. Oh
Yeah.
yes, not to. Okay.
Yeah.
So I inverted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes, it makes sense. Obviously. Obviously.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Should I go then, or should you want to?
You can go.
I try. I keep my manual. I can't even remember.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, this thing. Okay. So let's try to do Janu Sirsasana A. So first, make sure that you're sitting like have a good foundation, spine straight, and then you can start with your right foot. Or did she do the right foot? I did the right foot. Okay, I'm mirroring it, so you start with your left foot. And first, just start and pull the foot close to your body. Make sure you're straight, and then when it gone black.
I think it's still.
Okay, maybe it's still working.
Yeah, still working.
So with the knee locked, just very carefully put the foot out, so you have the sole of your foot towards your
Thigh.
right thigh. Okay, so from here, take a nice in breath. Maybe we can, no, we don't do that, this variation. So I was thinking to do the,
We can do
because
that.
it feels really good.
Yeah, why not?
To
Why not?
take on an in breath, just come up with your hands and really maybe feel into the side of your body, and then make sure you're, at the same time, make sure that your right foot, your straight foot, is slightly yeah, that your kneecap is straight up and that the foot is engaged. So from here, take a nice in breath and just try to see if it's possible to fold forward. So, and you point the front of your body towards your straight leg. And make sure that you're not collapsing in your right side of your body. So make sure that you can create a length in both sides of your body. And just relax into the pose. I think we are done with the 5 breaths for now. So slowly just come back up. Okay? And then we just go straight to Janu Sirsasana B. So, yeah, we just go from where you are right now. You can, but take care of me, you can just lift yourself up, slightly forward, and put your perineum on top of your heel. If possible for you, you can make sure that your foot stays like this. It's not possible for me, so for me, my foot is in a different angle, but if possible, it should be straight. And the same, if this is comfortable for you, you can come in a forward bend, and at the same time make sure that your kneecap is up, and make sure that you can create length in both sides of your body. So 5 breaths, and then come up. It's very short breaths in this class. So if this was hard for you, I can give you, for when you come to class the next time, if you want, you can do a variation called Janu. Then you take your left foot and place your left knee kind of on top of the right knee. Make sure that you have still the nice foundation. You could sit like this. You could slightly try to come into a forward bend if it feels okay. If that is not comfortable for you, you can be sitting up and do, for example, like the eagle arms like this. So this is just as a variation if the Janu Sirsasana was not comfortable for you. This was a lot, but I just wanted to say everything.
This was wonderful. I love this.
Yeah, I learned it from Melanie, so it's not mine. But Melanie did this at least once, and I always do it. The next pose is Janu Sirsasana C, which I don't practice myself. I practice a variation, so I think then it's best for me to, I can, if you want, tell you what the pose is, but for me it's better to show the variation. So then just come up on all fours first, and put your toes underneath, and try and see if you can come up like this, so you get a really nice stretch you feel in your toes. So you can be here if this is comfortable for you, or you could be leaning forward if that's, or you can, if you want to play, and if it's possible for you, you can lean back like this, and then After 5 breaths, you can come down and just do like this. And then keep your toes on the ground. Sit back. And we can do a stretch on the front of the wrist. For 5 breaths. Very nice. Come back.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Namaste. Okay.
Brilliant.
Anything you want to say?
No.
Okay. It was. I thought I wouldn't manage this, but then it just.
Brain.
It was there. I didn't know, but it was there. Made me happy.
Always left the word toes.
Yeah, toes. What did you say in Italian?
Dita is the same for the.
Oh yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the
Funny
same.
that finger and
Oh,
toes
finger
are
and
the
toe
same.
is the same. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And every time I'm there, I forgot.
The fingers of your
What
feet.
is this?
In Hindi, I think it's in Hindi they're called your foot fingers.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So
funny.
So today we'll learn the Janu Sirsasana poses. There's 3, A, B, and C. And let's start with the A. So bend your right leg so that you have it close to your body, so that the knee is close and safe. And then you just place your bent leg on the ground so that the foot of your sole touches your inner thigh, and you can see if that's good where you have it now, or you can see if you want to place your heel in the groin of your other side. But be aware that it feels okay for your lower back, so that your hips would be staying level. And slight engagement in the straight leg as always, the thigh and flexed ankle. And then we take in-breath and lengthen our spine. And then when we start to fold forwards, we actually don't go like kind of in the middle of your hip, but we tilt slightly so that we go on top of the straight leg with the exhale. And you can place your hands where they land, or you can take both sides of your foot, or if you want to try something different, immediately first time that you learn this pose, you can cross your hands and see how that feels like, but still try to keep your chest open, so if the chest feels or the breath feels crumpled, then maybe it's good to keep the hands on both sides. And then we relax in the pose, but so that we have our both front of the body and back of the body length and on top of the leg. And then now that we've done 5 breaths, so with the inhale, come up, and with the exhale, actually stay where you are, because we can continue to Janu Sirsasana B from right where we are now, and I will give you options here. So the first version is that you place your right hand on top of your bent leg and the other hand behind you, and then you lift yourself and you basically sit on your heel, so that your heel goes to your perineum. And if this is comfortable for you, then you can fold forwards, but before that I show you that if it's not comfortable for you, or you want to try something else, you can do Gomukasana, so bring the bent leg on top of the straight leg. So choose your pose, whether you want to do this or sit on your heel. And if you sit on your heel, it's good if
if your leg is like if your foot is in a 90-degree angle, but it's okay if it's somewhere else, but that, like, you can try to get it towards kind of facing the front of the mat. And then we fall forwards to exhale. And then with the next inhale, come up and out of the pose. And yeah, you can wiggle your legs, maybe rotate the ankles, release them. And then we do Janu Sirsasana C. And I can show you first the pose, and then I will give you another option if this does not work for you. So basically, we again first we close our knee, and then we bend the leg to the side, and then we kind of put our toes on the ground, and then we lift our hips by pulling ourselves a bit from the ground, and then come forwards so that so that you basically get a like so that the heel really kind of goes into your groin. But if this is like not good for you, then the other option, because we really want to get a nice stretch in the sole of the foot, is to come on your knees and then tuck your toes under and sit on top of your heels. You can take try different variations for where your back is, but this gives a really nice stretch to your foot soles. And we take 5 breaths, either in the forward fold or up here. And then you can do the other side. Others can release your ankles, and then we do the kind of counter pose where we sit on our heels and try to see that your heels would be like, or like your ankles would be straight, because it's often very comfortable to like kind of put the big toes together, but try to keep the ankles straight, so parallel to each other, and then let's give a stretch to the front of the ankles by raising our knees, and 5 breaths here, and then you can come down. Thank you.
Cool.
Right.
That's great.
Good.
I don't know if it's my fault for going in too early, but I just, again, I think I was halfway into Janu B, and then there was a very long explanation. So my foot was kind of going a bit numb. But maybe that was my fault for going in too soon.
Because I did the option, the Gomukasana option. Or no, I explained.
I think you just stopped there and
directly.
did a long explanation or something.
Ah.
I think yeah, it's right. You tend to speak a lot.
Mm.
So
I think, and you know, it's good because you're very thorough.
yeah,
You're very detailed and very
yeah.
thorough.
So it's very good.
I think that would be great for beginners the first time. But just be aware, if you see someone going in,
Yeah.
just say, actually, you
Wait.
might want to come out because I'm just going to explain everything, and then say, okay,
Yeah.
now let's all
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, that's really good feedback, and of course this is ad hoc, so I have not planned what to say. So normally now when I give the classes, I actually have planned what I say, but I still may start to talk though. So I have to be really aware, like mindful of that, and look at people.
But it's like what Melanie said. What you say is it's very informative. It's very the things you say is very good, but just make sure people are not in the pose.
Yeah.
And it's not at all that you're not repeating yourself. There's
No,
nothing,
no.
There's nothing wrong at all with anything you say. It's all excellent, but it's just managing it, I guess.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Poi c'è il pane fresco, Samuel. No, quello che abbiamo comprato noi. Sorry.
It's okay.
Why did you not eat?
Gabriele ate all the spaghetti.
All, both.
Yes.
That was a lot.
Maybe there was one portion.
No, I
after
think
that.
there were
Was
two
two.
seafood,
Was
so I
two.
wonder maybe he gave it to Elia, the other one, I don't know.
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
don't know.
Yeah, I will also
Some-
soon check
some
if he has
egg,
eaten or
some
not,
egg,
because
something.
I don't know if he's eaten.
Do you want to have a break? Do you want to
Well,
It's
what was the
okay.
plan?
I don't know what's
Well,
the.
the plan was the next is to do the assists.
Yeah, let's go
Do
on.
the assists. Okay. So I'll just stop this and start it again.